Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome again to another episode of Ask an Artist from the Briscoe Western Art Museum. My name is Ryan Badger. I'm the Curator of Collections, and we're happy to have with us today Jason Rich, one of our artists from our Night of Art selection. You have a lot of artists that have done some incredible work to take Western themes and contemporize them, make them more modern, make them bring them up to date in many ways to appeal to a different audience. The Cowboy Artists of America is another organization that's also incredibly focused on that idea of representational realism. Jason's work, honestly, is incredibly interesting because he does something that's so dynamic and has been happening for several years within the Western art. He's actually really embodied it very well. It's this idea of contrast between traditional Western art, which is representational realism. It gives us a sense of detail and build an accurate picture of the American West as it was. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we have our good friend, one of our artists, Jason Rich, with us today. Jason, how are you doing?
Doing great. Thank you for having me on. Oh, well, I think my story is probably similar to a lot of artists. It just was kind of born in there, just an innate desire to draw from the get-go. So it's just always been a part of my life, the art world, and wanting to portray myself through drawing and painting. Just a passion for the West. And my first degree is art education, and I was going to be an art teacher, but in the end, just wasn't finding time to paint as much as I'd like. I put a portfolio of artwork together and headed up to Jackson, Wyoming, and found a gallery that was willing to represent me, and then it's just kind of grown from there. So it's just kind of pushing the boundaries, really, of what be considered more traditional representation. This piece just starts to add a little more of the abstract element to it, especially, of course, in the background. The figure itself is painted fairly realistic, It's just making some choices with the background and the application of the paint to just kind of push some boundaries with edges and see if I can create something dynamic in combination with that brushwork, the color, the contrast between the realism and the abstract, the hard edges and soft edges, the contrast of the lights with the darks. It's just a process of manipulating the paint and the design to try and create an image that's really eye-catching and dynamic.
Do you look at your subjects a little bit differently as you go in to start a piece?
Yeah, I mean, it's opened up a whole new world. When I look at my reference, I see things a lot differently now. I don't feel maybe as constrained by the reference material like I have been so much in the past. I'm seeing opportunities to do a lot of different things with it. Even this particular piece, you could do a lot of different things with the color and changes in the background. I was initially drawn to the figure itself. I just thought the gesture of the horse and the rider, just that real natural pose that happens. And then the lighting as it fell on that figure is really what attracted me to this. And then I thought, well, what can I do with it to really push that to energy that I was already feeling from the figures alone. A lot of people ask me about the change in style, and some have thought, well, I'm pushing a more contemporary feel, and maybe for some it comes across that way. The initial inspiration for the changes in color and just experimenting actually is kind of a nod to the past, to the old illustrators.
Fantastic. Well, wonderful. Well, Jason, thank you so much for taking such quality time with us. We really appreciate it. I mean, I know you're inside anyway, but it means a lot to have you take some time, talk with us a little bit about your process, your work, and hopefully soon when this all passes, we're able to see you down in San Antonio. I wish it was in March, but you know what? We have air conditioning over in the museum, and so we hope to get to see you down there at some point soon when we open up Night of Artists. But thank you once again, and you take care and stay safe.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. I appreciate the invitation to be on here. It's nice to talk with somebody different, right? And have a conversation, right? So thanks for coming. Really enjoyed it.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.